Instinct.
And we're live, finally. Okay. I was sitting here realizing I feel like Zohar. The countdown was just way too long. Hopefully this video is looking okay. Is it a little slow or is it just me? We'll see. If it's a little slow, let me know. Anyway, the Wicked Arcade's here. Terry Caleb is here. Zach is here. He had to get permission to stay up way past his bedtime. Funny enough, Zohar just sent me a message. Jason Capone, Dragon Punch Dave, Killer Arcade Games Freak, Mr. Styles, Feral Inferno, Mr. Styles again, okay. Kevin Thorne, okay. Thank you guys for stopping in. It's a heck of a night to stream, apparently, because there's so much stuff to be watching right now. I was watching the Chasing Nostalgia. I was going to be on at that time, and I forgot Ralph was releasing that today. So I watched most of that, and then had to do a bunch of stuff to get ready. And then, anyway, now they're streaming, and I was in there for a little while. I made sure to remind Ralph that I won his KI. I let him know that. I really hope the video is synced up, by the way. Please let me know if there's any problems. I'll try to fix it in a little bit. But anyway. Alright, so Keyplat's Fresh Prince pre-ordered. Alright. Shadow Boy. Ahoy. I have not pre-ordered. You guys have probably heard me talk about this before. Unfortunately, I've spent way too much money lately. It's boring stuff. Had to buy a new mattress, actually I had to end up getting 2 new phones. It's been very expensive lately, and I refuse to do anything until I know I have that real KI bought from Ralph. Once I know all that stuff and what it costs, I'm going to buy that, and then we'll look at buying the Arcade1Up version. It's hard to want to buy it when, you know, this is behind me here, but I do want to buy it just to check it out. I want to buy it to play online with you guys. The good news is, Overthink Gaming, who lives in the same city as me, we're only like, I mean, he's in the same city, but of course we're at like opposite ends. He is probably like 35, 40 miles from me. He said I can always come over and check his out and do a video with it, which will be great. So if I don't get it, at least I can check it out. Big D did not pre-order it. We'll wait for Marketplace. Oh, interesting. Mr. Styles, you need 7 versions of KI. I really do. It would be so cool. I've said this a million times, so I won't go into detail, but if I had the real KI sitting there, the emulated KI, and then the Code Mystics version. But let's get into what we've seen so far. I'm going to try not to make this thing way too long. I want to start by showing, we all know the original Attract mode. Sorry, I'm looking at my other computer here. Where am I looking? Okay. Here's the original Attract mode. This was recorded on MAME. I'm sorry. There we go. This is recorded on MAME. Let's watch it. I can't hear it, so I'm hoping you guys hear it. Got the Rare logo, the Midway, Nintendo, of course. Here comes one of the, almost the best Attract modes of all time, by the way.
Available for your home in 1995. Only on Nintendo Ultra 64.
And we'll cut it after the credits.
Killer Instinct.
Okay. So Killer Instinct, we all know that's one of the best attract modes of all time. We also knew that there was pretty much no way that they were going to be able to use the Nintendo logo. No surprise there. Can't knock them for that. It's a legal issue. I get it. They can't do it, and that's fine. But they did what I'd actually kind of hoped they did. I'm not usually one to want to mess with these original arcade games that I love so much, but they did actually add in some new stuff to fill in the gaps, because on the Xbox One emulation of Killer Instinct, with all that stuff missing, it threw the entire attract mode out of sync. It just made the music not line up properly, and that was really painful. So here's what we've seen from John D. And John was nice enough to send me all these clips, so I didn't have to capture them like I was doing. And he actually sent me one extra. He asked me if I wanted an exclusive one. I said yes, of course. He gave me a KI2 gameplay that he recorded right then for me. So I'll show you guys that one too in here in a little bit. Let's look at this one. Well, first, okay, I'll let it play and then we'll go back and look. Oh, hopefully you can hear it. Oh, you can't hear it because you can't see it. I'm an idiot. Sorry guys, I'm a new streamer here. I'm used to just streaming the gameplay. Here we go. All right, so I am going to back it up because I want to look at it closer. I actually like what they've done. It's tasteful. It fits. I mean, it's so cool they were able to insert their own stuff. Let's look at this opening screen here and see how different it is. Of course, it's actually quite a bit different, but it looks like it fits is the funny thing. It looks like it's just a different release of the game. It's funny to see Microsoft on there. You know, it's unusual, but it's tastefully done, I think. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Of course, we still get the Rare logo, very important. One of the things I will always miss, interesting they put the Tastemakers LLC in there. Manufactured and sold by Tastemakers under license by Microsoft. Kept the original look, very nice. Let's see the next screen. This is really well done. The light effects going across the Arcade1Up, the way it zooms in on the screen and just passes right through the Code Mystics logo. Spinning, it looks very Rareware-ish. I don't know who rendered all these. I've been dying to talk to Code Mystics about this stuff, and I actually reached out. I did ask them, hey, can someone come talk to me about this? I'd love to just have someone on a stream or something where we can all ask them questions, and unfortunately they had to decline for now because I'm sure they're not really supposed to be talking about a product they were hired to make. And I talked to them a little further in the comments of V-Kongs, Kongs Are Us, had a video where he went to the headquarters and he got to play the KI. I don't know if he's going to pop in here and by chance, maybe he can tell us what he thought of it, but he's going to have his own video about that later. The Code Mystics guys said, yeah, we can't really come on there and say we can't talk about that, we can't talk about this, can't talk about that, which I get. So I'm hoping maybe they'll let me talk to him after it releases. I don't know. I just want to hear the process. It doesn't have to do anything necessarily with Arcade1Up. It'd be interesting to hear what the problems were with getting it to run on Arcade1Up hardware, but if they can't even do that, that's fine. I just want to know, like, how do you guys get this game that's so difficult to emulate on even higher-end PCs to run on lower-end hardware? And, you know, how did you guys come up with the replacement stuff? I'd love to hear all that. Yeah, Mr. Styles, I wish they did Coming to Your Home. So I had this all worked out in my head. I was sitting here thinking, what could they replace that with? They could have hired Chris Sutherland, who's the original Killer Instinct announcer. He's still working as far as I know. He did do announcements for the Killer Instinct, God, I think that was 2013 remake. So as far as I know, he's still working. He did do announcements for that one. They had two announcers. You can switch to the original or the new guy. And he still sounded really good. So they could have had him come on and been like, available for your home in 2022, only on Arcade1Up by Tastemakers or something like that. That would have been a really cool thing to have him say. Maybe it was too difficult or they just didn't have time or budget for it, but I thought that would have been a really cool touch, but who knows, maybe they didn't think about it either. I can't hear the attract mode with the way this setup is, unfortunately, but I think the attract mode generally lines up with KI1. So let's quickly look over at some gameplay really quick. Sorry about the behind the scenes shot there. This is John. Now, John will remind you he's not a KI player, but he did pretty good here. Now, KI... Oh, what happened there? Did I get a super chat? Oh, okay. 19K Fox, really value your opinion. How do you feel about this release? The gameplay looks legit to the layman. So, first of all, thank you very much for the super chat. It was exciting to actually hear the Ultra Combo. I can never hear that when I'm streaming arcade stuff. So far, spoiler, so far I'm thinking it looks pretty darn perfect. Gameplay-wise, looks perfect to me. Of course, I have not played it. I'm just seeing video of a screen being recorded. I don't see a problem with the gameplay, and I truthfully never saw much problem at all with the gameplay on the Xbox One version. The gameplay was always pretty spot on. There was a few things that ran a little too quickly. It looks like they've actually fixed that from what I've seen so far. We'll get to that in a little bit. But so far, I think 97% of KI fans are going to be like, this is amazing, it's cool. I've already spotted a few things that run a little too fast, mainly attract mode stuff, not that big a deal though. In fact, I should have started earlier saying this. In case Code Mystic sees this or hears about this, I'm not trashing y'all's work in any way. I'm just a big nut crazy person for this game, and when it runs too fast or too slow in spots, or it's usually too fast with emulation for some reason, but when they do that, I notice it. I can't help but notice it. I've got to point it out. It's not a knock on your work. I love what you guys do. I mean, I don't think anyone could have done it better than Code Mystics, to be completely truthful. Looks like a PC behind the monitor. Oh, good point. So, I have no idea. It's possible. Maybe, that's, like when they develop a game for consoles, they usually do it on a PC or a dev kit. Maybe it's technically running on a PC in some kind of virtual environment that's emulating the hardware for Arcade1Up, for all I know. Or, that's a really... Who said that? Martian RR. That's a great... Did I say that right? Martian RR, that is a really good observation. I didn't even notice that. I was too excited just looking right at it, like, that's cool. So, you're right. It's absolutely possible it's running on that PC, but... It's in the, you'll see in a later video, it is running in the Arcade1Up environment, whatever you want to call it. It's got the menu system, so it could be completely what we're going to get when it comes out, or it could just be it's being run on a PC that's kind of Arcade1Up hardware. It's very hard to explain, but that's a great point. Atran Fanatic, how's it going? Hidden Meadow Music in the Bahamas over there. I always remember that. Okay. Dragon Punch Dave, or just using the PC tower to lean the monitor on. That's very possible also. There are a few wires back there, but I don't know. I should have asked if I thought about it. See, I've never really talked to John D before tonight. I've sent him messages in the past. Maybe he never saw them, but I've tweeted at him. I've done all that, and we've kind of he's replied to a few things here and there, but he just messaged me out of nowhere on Instagram and sent me these clips, thankfully. And that was very nice of him. I appreciate that. So it's cool to be making contact, I guess. It's very interesting, though. I wonder... I don't think he's here. So, either way. Let's keep moving. Let's look at that gameplay. That was actually a good combo. Hold on a second. So I just said John isn't really the best KI player. I've been watching these clips so many times, I didn't even think about that. That was a decent combo. It was a 22 hit. Okay, I'll give that to him for sure on that. That was nice. Let's look at another gameplay clip I got here. Looks like he's got that combo for the most part. But, so let's note one thing here. I did ask him this to verify that scan lines are running, which, as far as I know, scan lines usually make emulation more difficult on the hardware that's running it. Not a ton, but a little bit more difficult. So, oh, and by the way, I don't see a PC behind this one. It could be back there, but I don't see one. I think it may just be leaned up against it, but anyway. Oh, Worst Jago, you think it's Kongs R Us gameplay? I guess it could be. Maybe he was playing this and John was recording it. Good point. I should have thought to ask B some of this stuff, but oh well. I don't know what happened today, guys. I'm a terrible YouTuber tonight. For some reason, I got completely uninspired to do anything stream-wise. My wife's out at a movie. I was like, it's going to be party time tonight. We're going to stream like crazy. And then I realized everybody else is streaming or releasing big stuff tonight. Okay, so I have no complaints so far with any of the gameplay that I've seen. let's start with the KI2 Attract mode. This was captured at that. He didn't send me that one. I had to just screen record that. I'll wait a second to run that one. So while I think the KI1 Attract mode's pretty close, I think there's a little bit of, you know, not quite perfect lineup of the music, but that's fine. You know, they did a really, I never thought I'd say this, changing a game I love, I think they did a very tasteful job. But KI2, the Attract mode's definitely a little bit off sync with the music, but it was way off when they made it for the Xbox because of all the Nintendo and stuff that got removed there, so it's no big deal. Thank you, Feral Inferno. Hopefully I can say your name right. No other stream you'd rather be at. I appreciate that. I'll get back to the chat in just a second. Let's play this one. Hopefully it's not too loud. I keep trying to bring it down. Let me bring it down a little more before I play it. And then I'll go back and talk about what I've noticed is a little off about it. The music's probably kicking in about right here. Okay, I gotta stop. Did anybody notice anything about that that was not accurate to the arcade? Because I'm starting to feel like I'm just a jerk who's like pointing out all the problems. No one in the comments has been like, hey, something seems a little off. It's no big deal, like I said, it's no big deal. It's just, it doesn't affect gameplay, but I notice it. I'm just like, oh, that's not quite right. So, okay, the music, the music's a little off because of the timing of the opening, I guess, splash screens is just changed from the real arcade. Usually, the explosion of the KI happens as it's like, you know, the music's kicking in and all that, which is fine. So yeah, 19K Fox seems a little fast. Now, this probably isn't going to bother most people, and really it doesn't bother me that much, but I just can't help but notice it's a little off. So let's see. Yeah, music is very late bacon is better. It's definitely off by like a second or so. Doesn't bother me that much. KI2 is not my favorite by far. I mean, there's games I'd put above KI2. But let's look at the full gore. Uh-oh, what did I hit? Oh, you're going to see all my emails? Jesus, what am I doing here? How'd that even happen? Hold on. Let me fix this. That was embarrassing. All those porn subscriptions. I'm kidding. Actually, it's all nerd stuff now that I look at it. YouTube comments and Captain's Auctions Warehouse, whatever. Hold on, I gotta fix this. I'm sorry, guys. This is no fun. Okay, hopefully we can get this right this time. Okay, that was very weird. Stupid Max. Okay. Okay, where was it? Right about here. So, the full gore video, this usually runs a lot slower. I want to say a lot slower on the arcade. This stuff seems to be running pretty close to the arcade. But that full gore one, it almost runs too slow, it looks like, on arcades. So, yeah, it's possible. It's maybe it just has something to do with the old school hardware in the real arcade. But even MAME runs a little slower there. Now, MAME, I will say, runs faster, too, on those screens. But, by the way, I wonder what John D's watching over there. He's clearly watching a YouTube Killer Instinct video. I was trying to, like, zoom into this and be like, checking out, maybe he was watching my Saber Wolf tutorial. I highly doubt it, but I just thought it was funny. It almost looks like, is that Jago right there? Just got knocked down. Anyway, these are the things I noticed, like what's going on in the background. Everything else looks pretty good. I'll stop talking over the sound. Let's do the next screen. So another one of those spots where they had to change out the Nintendo stuff. Something I've always noticed about that screen in particular when it's on the actual arcade running, it looks like they covered something, because it used to be I think the years that it was copyright or trademark, whatever was there, and I think it looked like they inserted a purple bar over something. This is in the real arcade. I've never known what they covered. Maybe they had to change the year later or black out something underneath it, but I always thought that was funny. Hey, Gabriel, sorry. Very fast transitions, Dragon Punch Dave, yeah. You know. By the way, look at how they got the text. I mean, it's not hard to match text, but I love that they took the time to match the text. Manufactured and sold by Tastemakers, LLC, under license from Microsoft. Never played KI2. Is it the same as KI Gold? It's very similar, but it has more full motion videos that the Nintendo 64 just couldn't pull off. It would have needed like the 64 DD possibly, or a disc, you know. So they just couldn't do it. But yeah, so Killer Arcade Games Freak, the music really isn't as crisp. I'm not going to knock the music because I can't tell what I'm hearing through, you know, it's being recorded by a phone, it's being uploaded. I don't know if this one is actually direct from, well, no, it's not true, because it was sent to me through Instagram, and I'm certain that it probably processed the video and lowered the quality a little bit, so I'm not going to even say anything about the sound. What else do we got? I'll show you guys the, oh, this is important actually. Let me back this one up. So I'll show you the video right now. Actually, I can't. I don't have it on this computer. So when I made my video before that, you know, pointing out all the problems with the Code Mystics one on the Xbox One, these transitions that started these stages on KI2 where the stage would move or pan or zoom or whatever would always go too fast on their version. And they had an explanation for it when they saw the video. I was like blown away that they actually saw the video and commented, and that was cool, but I can't remember their explanation for it. But here we go. This one is Spinal Stage, and it looks to be running the right speed. I think they fixed that, if you ask me. Now, it is the attract mode. Maybe it changes when you actually play the game. And that's the end of that video. All right, let me show you the KI2 gameplay, the one that he sent me exclusively. Man, I'm messing up right and left. So we can see here it is still leaning against a PC, but probably because I think it's propping it up. I think that's more accurate. We can see the Arcade1Up menus, which is cool. You can see right here the settings, which we already knew they would have, but I love that they included that. It's probably where you can turn on scan lines, change the difficulty, do a few things. Let's play it. I think John apologizes for his KI2 skills, which I suck at KI2. Okay, I'm pausing there because even though I can't hear it, I remember seeing this and noticing something's a little off still. This was a problem with the other one, and this is kind of a problem occasionally on MAME. That's the point where it's loading. The versus screens are not in KI2, and according to Code Mystics, that's when it loads. As soon as that versus, you know, I think it says fight on is there, usually is when it's in the middle of loading the next scene, which is the game, or the fight, and it's still kind of, at least here, it bled into the fight, which, again, I'm not going to nitpick that much. It is what it is. You're playing KI2 at home. It's not on the real hardware. I understand. It's being emulated, and things don't always work as perfect as they could, of course. Oh, hey, Kong's R Us is here. Settings, options. Ah, man, I'm sorry. I didn't even see you were here earlier. Okay, I don't want to spoil your video, Kong B, but you got to play this thing, so I don't know if you're a big KI fan, but did you notice, I mean, you already said it was awesome in your video. By the way, go check out his channel. He's got a tour of John D's office, by the way. I was kind of jealous. Like, man, I would love to see what's going on in there. I don't know if you have to sign any NDAs or anything, but anyway, I know John showed most of that office off when he was on that last stream, but you got to see the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. So if you know anything, just give us a quick impression, B, so you don't spoil your video. I know you're going to do a whole video on it, so I can wait and see. Wicked Arcade kind of has a point here. $700, it better be perfect. So yeah, I mean, I get it. I get that too. So this is tough for me because I'm genuinely starting to feel I'm the only one who has a problem with most of this stuff, and it's not a big deal, but maybe I'm crazy. I'm nuts about the game, and I'm sure a lot of people say, well, if that nuts, just buy the real thing. And I'm in the process, so give me some time. But I am going to buy Ralph's Killer Instinct. I don't care what happens. Well, I better not tempt fate there, but you never know. So if when Ralph's ready to sell it, I'm going to buy that thing. John's really cool. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. Never talked to him till tonight, which was nice. But all right, so I'll just keep moving on this gameplay really quick. Let's see, we got 58 seconds left. I'll just shut up for this one.
I suck at this, sorry guys. Shit.
so that looks pretty solid. Now, once again, I'm not a pro at, you know, KI. I guess we don't need to show any more of that right now. I'm not a pro at KI2. I'm not an expert on that one by any means, and depending on who you ask, I might not be an expert at this one, but I can get by. I've just memorized. I think the reason I got so into Killer Instinct, this is not normally a kind of game I'm into. That takes a lot of effort and takes a lot of skill. Normally, I'd be like, screw this game. It's a pain in the butt. I don't play Street Fighter because I suck at it, and I just don't want to take the time to learn it. But something about KI, I don't know. I realized it as I got older. I think when I play, I almost feel like there's like a beat to the game, the way it moves, the way it sounds, the way it feels. And even the way I hit the buttons, I started realizing I was hitting, when I was a kid, the way I learned Orchid's first combo, which is the typical one that John was actually doing, or whoever was playing that, I assume it was John. The whole cartwheel kick with the flick flacks, whatever you want to call those. But I would hit it with the sound. So I'd be like back, forward, fierce kick, and then tap to tap to tap, because I'd be hearing the sounds, and I started realizing I was playing it almost like... Killer Instinct to me is almost like a music game in a weird way. I hear it, I hit extra buttons when you don't need to, just to keep the beat going. It's bizarre. Maybe I have like a touch of something, like I don't want to be offensive, but maybe I have like a little bit of, what's it called? Maybe autism, Asperger's when it comes to KI or something, and that's the way I hear it. I mean, I do have my drums here. I'm not a great drummer by any means. I'm fine, but there's something about KI that it was almost like a musical experience to me. And why wouldn't it be? The music on the game is insane. So there's something to that. Michael, how's it going? Okay, so... Okay, Kong Zara said his KI skills are on par with your... Yeah, I could do maybe a little bit more than that, but that's it. I was actually playing it at the arcade the other day. There's an arcade in Austin that has a KI1 and 2 all in one cabinet. You just press a button and it switches the two games. And man, I can't do anything. I used to be good at it when I would play it when it came out. I tried to love the game. I tried so hard and I just kept going back to KI. I used to be good though. I don't know what happened. Oh, excuse me. I think I used to be able to do like a 64-hit Ultra with Jago. Couldn't do it at all now. All right, Kong's RS says, you're the perfectionist. It was excellent from my experience. Well, that's good enough. Really, I think the gameplay is spot on, so I think you guys will be happy. We won't know until it comes out. I don't think Overthink Gaming is here, but you know, if I don't end up buying this thing, I'm definitely going to go to his house and take him up on the offer to come by and try it out. And maybe I can spend, you know, an hour with it, record some stuff with it, and talk to you guys about it later. But I don't know. I can't say for sure I'm buying it, which is almost... It's shocking to me because it's like, of course, everything goes wrong. Not everything. I hate to be negative. Things go wrong when I'm trying to spend the most money, and then I have to just spend money on stuff that I really need. You know, I needed a new mattress. I needed a new phone. My wife needed a new phone. It just... Things happen that cost a ton of money. It's just bad timing. Oh, he is here. So I refuse to put this thing on credit. $700, I got out of credit years ago, and I'll never do that again. Thankfully, I got out of it with good credit. I don't want to mess that up, and I definitely don't want that burden again. So, I mean, you know, I'll have a car payment and a house payment, and that's about all I want. I don't want to owe anybody anything else. It's like the worst feeling. So I fought myself. I almost said I'll put it on credit. I'll get paid every month by YouTube. But then again, I was like, do I really want to devote all my YouTube money for like the next couple months? I don't make a ton of money. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. I don't make a ton of money doing this by any means, and I don't want to devote that to it. What if some cool real arcade comes along? Like I want to buy San Francisco Rush, and I see one for $400, and all of a sudden I don't have the money, but I have 3 Killer Instinct cabinets. That would be fun, right? So, yeah, I think I'm going to hold off. Maybe something will come up, right place, right time, and I'll be able to get it. Overthink is here. Well, thank you, and thank you for offering that, man. Like, I appreciate that, because if you're getting it, you're the only person in the area I know that would get it. It's nice that you're another YouTuber, too, so you kind of get how it is. You know, it's kind of weird, like, there is Wicked Arcade, by the way, another YouTuber. He lives near me, too. I will go to his house. Hopefully he hasn't sold all his games yet, though. I gotta go to your house soon, man. He doesn't live very far from me at all. I can go play his arcade games. He's gonna... Yeah, well, I'm... Wicked Arcade, I'm definitely getting the real KI before I get the Arcade1Up. You know, and it's just... That's how it's gonna be. That's way more important to me. I'm happy they made the Arcade1Up. but the real one is by far more important. It's something I've wanted since the day I dropped that first token in Killer Instinct in '94. Like, the idea that you could own a real arcade cabinet was the world of Richie Rich on movies when I would watch that and be like, oh my god, this guy has video games, or I think it was Blank Check or whatever, the kid got a bunch of them. I was like, what? How do you get real arcade games? Where do you buy them? And there was an arcade place that would sell arcade games on Broadway here, and I would be like, whoa. And when I worked at the arcade that I worked at here, we got to go there one time, and I was just like, where's a KI? And they didn't have a KI, of course, but probably would have been cheap, like dirt cheap back then too, and didn't have one. All right, any last comments? Because I don't want to keep this going too long. I don't know if you guys expect it. Do you guys want me to play some games tonight? I'm kind of on the fence because I wanted this to be its own video and leave it up on the channel. I guess worst case, if you guys really want me to play some games, maybe I will make another stream after this one, and we can play a few arcade games behind me and all that. I've really been enjoying these Sinden light guns, by the way. I got everything done finally. In fact, you guys haven't even seen the red one. The red one is here. It has a new camera in it. That whole thing wasn't that big of a deal, and it's working really well. So anyway, okay, Mr. Styles, can you show the KI2 clip again? Yeah, give me just 1 second. I want to catch up here. Oh, Kongs are us. But online play is so unique to this cab. Might be a smaller niche fan group to play online, though. I agree, and that's what scares me a little bit, because that's the biggest selling factor to me, is being able to play online. The good news is I can do a live stream. I can say, hey, everybody be here at this time, and maybe I could fill up a lobby with some people who want to play. But I do fear, and I'm almost certain this is going to happen, people are going to get this game, they're going to be like, I'm a pro at KI, I love KI, I was so good back in the day. And they're going to be sorely disappointed when they start playing it again and realize you lose those skills if you don't use them all the time. That is a game that you just don't dive right back into and feel like a pro at. I played it kind of casually from about, 2010 to, oh god, probably until I got this cabinet set up in 2018, and I still remembered stuff, but it took a while for it all to come back. Now I feel like I'm I can almost play with every character at least enough to get by, maybe not, competitively, but I think it's going to beat down people. Their morale is going to drop quickly when they get online and run into someone like me who's been playing a lot. I've been playing a ton for the last 3 years, pretty much. I go to the real arcade, I play it at home all the time, and I know the game now. So I think we're going to crush some spirits, and I think people are going to stop playing online really, really quickly. I hear that happen with Street Fighter, and that's very disappointing too. So, that scares me, because buying a $700 cabinet just to play online, I'll probably almost never be able to play anybody, but we'll see. It would be fun to see. I'm sure there's someone out there who's going to buy it, who's going to beat me, and I'm actually excited to run into this person, because I have not had that happen in a long time. Last time it happened was when I used to play it on the Xbox, and even then, those lobbies have pretty much cleared out too. When I go play the arcade at the real arcade at Cidercade in Austin, I've had 2 people play me, and I took it easy on them because I did not want to just seem like a jerk. Like, hey, jump on in, let me destroy you for 20 rounds. And I took it easy on them, and they still never beat me once. But they took it well. I told them ahead of time, like, hey, just so you know, I'm a complete nerd for this game. I've been playing it a lot, so don't feel bad. All right. Let me replay that video really quick. Let me make sure I put it on the screen this time. That would be cool, right? All right. So here is the gameplay. It's 1 minute long. I'm just going to show you guys that one right now. Here we go.
I suck at the solder, guys. Shit. Alright, that's good. Sorry, it sucks.
All right, so there you go. Back to just looking at my dumb head. So I see on here, oh boy, I forgot how to say it. I'm just going to call you 666. Play KI on Fightcade. I don't even know what that is for one. There's always players on there. Excuse me. Worst Jago, you can't play KI on Fightcade. Doesn't work. Interesting. Well, anyway. Hey, Rock and Roller. You're always dropping in when I'm about to wrap it up. I don't have... Can I drop a poll in the chat? I don't even know if I can. Do you guys want me to do another stream after this and play some games? If you do, I will. If not, I'll be glad to just be lazy and do nothing the rest of the night. It's been a heck of a week. Kevin Thorne, wonder if we're going to have to change the buttons out of the Arcade1Up version. I bet it'll be passable. I bet their controls will be passable for probably about 80% of the people. Okay, I got a few yeses here. They'll be passable for about 80% of the people. Do KI2 gameplay. Oh, man. Maybe we'll do some of that today. But I can tell you if I get it, I will be going on Tornado Terry's eBay page, and I will be ordering a KI1 button set to put in there and controls. And I don't care what it takes. I'll figure it out. I've never actually put a hapsticks in a stock Arcade1Up, but I'm sure it can be done. I wouldn't doubt Kongs or Us has a video on it. I think he's done that. Play some KI2. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Let me read. What is this? A Manu 888. I'm so curious whether it's using the original ROMs and using scripts to replace all the Nintendo and Midway logos, or if they compiled a new version. So this is the kind of stuff that I don't know anything about. That's why I want to have Code Mystics on. Hearing how they do this stuff is so impressive to me. I don't know why. Just because it's one of those things I've enjoyed since, like, I've been using MAME since probably 2005, I think. I always get it confused, but right around 2005. And, man, I've been, like, I was blown away that you could play an arcade at home. I didn't know that was ever possible. It was the dream, you know. The console versions were always like, man, they'll get you by. But playing the real thing at home was insane to me, and I'd love to know how they're doing it. Kong did the controls... Oh, Kong did the controls seem upgraded? That's a question. Okay. I wouldn't doubt they're not. No offense to Arcade1Up, but they're probably only like minor, you know, tiny amount better. And truthfully, I don't care what they put in there. If it's not hap, I'm not going to be happy. That's funny. That's a t-shirt right there. If it's not hap, I'm not happy. Still trying to work on my Midway slut t-shirt idea. I've got the idea. I just can't do it because I don't know how to do any of that stuff. Lady Cag's good at that stuff, but getting her to do it is the tough part. But anyway. Alright, so it looks like you guys do want me to play some games. I've got 60 people here. I don't know how many people will make it over to the new stream, but I am going to make a new stream. I'll play some Killer Instinct, since we're on topic here. I'll also play some KI2. Maybe we'll even play all the way through KI2. I can get through the game relatively easy. It's just not nearly as fun to watch when I play it. I think it's not as fun to watch. I imagine watching someone good at a game is better than watching someone who's bad at a game. There you go. If it's not hap, it's not happening. That should be like their company logo. I'd probably get in trouble for making a t-shirt with their name on it, but who knows. Okay, so let me see. Can I schedule a stream while I'm sitting here? Look at this. Modern technology. Oh, boy. Oh, man. So this is going to be not very fun to watch, actually. I'm going to wait, and I don't even know how to get this off the screen now. Whoops. Oh, well. Let me get my chat back. Okay. I will schedule a stream later. Or what I'll do is in this stream, and then give me like not even 10 minutes, and the next one will be up and ready. So if you want to hang out and watch some gameplay, I'll play for probably about 30-45 minutes or so, do some KI stuff, and then we will, I guess, wrap it up. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling. It's actually cool here. I got both windows open. I don't have to sweat inside the arcade tonight. And no one's home, so maybe I'll just hang out with you guys. All right, I'm going to wrap this one up. We'll do it live. I don't want to say what he said, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Oh, hold on a second. Hey, would you be giving them free advertising? Hey, you'd be giving them free advertising. What would they have to complain about? Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I always get worried. Like, I feel like I'm going to get sued for something stupid. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm sorry I may not have caught everything on the chat. I'll catch you guys on the next stream. We can talk more there. And a little bit more open subject, since I'm trying to keep this video for something somebody might want to watch later. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Thank you, John D, for actually sending me the video. I really appreciate sending me a exclusive KI2 one, so that was very nice of you. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I hope to be showing you guys more of this stuff in the future, and hopefully to be showing you guys a real KI cabinet that I will be buying soon. And until next time, or until the next 10 minutes if you're watching this live, I'll see you guys